What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to talk through my full approach on how I produce an indie folk track. If you're new here, my name is Logan Murphy. I'm a producer, mixer, songwriter, and musician living in Nashville, Tennessee. And the session we're going to be breaking down today is for an unreleased track called Close to You, and it's with one of my main sync projects called Locked In. Now, if you're unfamiliar with sync and what that world is or how and why I ended up producing a track like this for myself, feel free to watch my last video. I give a pretty full, in-depth breakdown of my understanding of sync licensing. You can currently find this project on MusicBed. I'll link that in the description if you want to check out their website. And I'll also link all the other projects that I'm a part of that are also on MusicBed if you want to check any of those out for yourself. But if you haven't watched my sync video, go watch that. Come back and we'll dive into this production. So just a little background on this project, because I feel like that could give kind of a good frame of reference for where we're taking this song. So my project Locked In has in its bones always been kind of a cinematic folk, indie folk type of project. And as my journey with sync has kind of progressed and evolved, the project has kind of found its way into mostly like sweet love songs. And as much as I genuinely do love this vibe, as the sync journey has evolved, I've kind of followed what has been working versus songs that haven't done as well. This project in particular really finds its place in wedding films, probably more than any other placement. So with that information, over the last 3 or 4 years, I've redirected, kind of leaning into feel-good, positive love songs. And lucky for me, I have lots of good inspiration right across the hall. And everybody said, "Aww." This video would not or should not get its flowers if I didn't give props where props are due. I gotta give a big shout out to one of my good friends, David May. David has hopped on this project with me over the last year or so, and we've really just found a cool rhythm where he will get a song started and kind of cast vision and throw paint at the wall, so to speak. And then he'll hand it off to me, and I kind of run with it to the finish line for the last 50% or so. David is an incredible lyricist, incredible guitar player, and I only bring that up because I feel like that will be a good starting point to kind of build frame of reference for how the song came to me and where I ended up taking it. I just opened up the session and I just want to show you kind of what we're starting with. I won't solo my vocals yet, but just kind of want to give you a mood board, so to speak, of the guitars that are happening. So just right from the top here. So nice. So to me, this is just already so inspiring, such like a great launching pad to jump into the production, which is just a good place to say, find people that are better than you and get them on your team. I know I have some strong skill sets, but I also know I have some weak points. And so I just find the projects that I'm involved in have the most success when I kind of lose the ego and I don't have to always have the first or the right idea. It's more just having people that I trust in the room with me, so to speak, or in the project. And so I have no shame saying I did not create 100% of the song. But we will jump into what I did create. So let's just start with drums and bass. I really think where the song landed was just so beautiful. I had kind of a fun approach to these drum sounds. For all my drummers out there, these are kind of like a cool thing to maybe pick up. It's kind of rubbed off because I've had these for a few years, but these are the Regal Tip, like plastic brush vibe by Calato. I'll try to link those in the description, but basically it's like the brush vibe, but there's like a little more weight and girth when striking the drum head. It's a really happy medium between wanting the brush texture, but also wanting to get still like some meat and bones out of the kit. Where I feel like if I play with more of like a standard wire brush, the amount that I have to dig in to get any resonance out of the drums kind of start to work against me with the way that things get mic'd up and stuff. Yeah, so I'll just play a little bit of the drums here. There really is still like a delicacy to the kit, but I don't feel like I'm like fishing for resonance and tone. It's just kind of like working. And I'll jump over to more of like a brushy texture thing on the drums. This was what I did on the chorus. Yeah, so to me that just feels really nice. Yeah, and scrolling down here on the percussion, it's like fairly simple. Some risers and impacts. I do think this clap loop was really fun. This was an idea that David had sent as well, and then I just kind of recreated it with a live capture. Yeah, so those are really cool. And anytime I'm able for folk stuff, I really enjoy playing the live percussion. So I did the same thing with the shaker. And this is kind of a hack that I've discovered that I think is really fun and just simple and keeps my creative flow going. My drums at home basically always stay set up and mic'd. At any given time, I have a stereo pair, which are my overheads, to track any extra auxiliary or percussion elements that I might want, just like a clean stereo capture of. So a lot of times I'll just go out there and clap or grab a shaker or tambourine. You'll see later even like a melodica. And it's kind of fun with my snare being kind of the true center of my overheads. Get kind of over the snare and do my thing, and it usually just works out really nicely. So I'll just find a little section here where the clap, shaker, and drum elements are all happening at the same time. And then kind of just, in sync with the groovy verse vibe that's going on. Just kind of wanted the bass to follow suit. Moving down to keys, there's a bit more going on. There's just a couple different pads. And then later in the song, we have some felt piano, a xylophone layer, super fun little candies to help transitions along. Yeah, super fun. And I did have a blast with this. I just got a melodica about a month ago, and I've been itching to get it on a song. And so the overhead setup, like I mentioned, I just kind of threw this right on the snare and jammed the song a few times and got some pretty fun little layers out of it. Yeah, so that was just super fun and just kind of like brought the grassroots back into the song, I feel like. Yeah, so I'll unmute all of David's guitars and just kind of give you a little taste of the song with most of the production layers in, and then we'll talk a little bit about vocals. All right, yeah, so let's just jump down here and chat about vocals for a second. So to start with the melodica melody, it's just a really simple movement with the chords and most of these instrumentals. I thought it'd be really pretty to just throw some ooh-ah layers on top of that. And so I just did a super simple left and right, and I carved those super, super thin, verbed them the heck out, and threw a long feedback ping pong delay on them as well. Because really, I just wanted kind of like the breath and the ambience of the oohs. The melodica is kind of already doing the thing I want. I just wanted some of that air over top. So here those are just soloed out. Super fun. And then in context here. I think that's just really fun and kind of right out of the gate sets the stage for what the song's going to be. And for indie folk type production, I approach the vocals fairly loose. If you've seen some of my other pop vocal videos, you know I'm pretty meticulous with the editing and tuning and vocal lining and all that kind of stuff. But with folk, I really just feel like there is beauty in the flaws. Approaching everything cleaner, it can just start to feel robotic and a little AI. So I really just try to digest the song and be singing it for a week or two, and then I'll just give myself 4 or 5 takes, and usually what comes out is what should have come out. And there will be things that I'll want to go overdub or punch in or whatever, but for the most part, I just want my gut to be what it is, and I feel like that's what resonates the most with me and hopefully other people when they hear. But I kind of want this like breathy, washy, Novo Amor-esque, Bon Iver-esque, like kind of wide vocal thing. And so for pretty much every section of the whole song, other than one little bridge section, I have my lead vocal and then a pretty heavily mixed in left and right stereo stack that I mix in pretty much throughout the whole song, like I said. And then I have just some harmonies and ooh-ahs kind of peppered in. I don't know how I squealed this out of my little sausage vocal cords, but I also got the high octave. So I'll just kind of solo those out as they progress, kind of show you what's happening. So my main down the middle comp, we'll start there.
You were my light inside the dark.
And add the stacks.
I was the match. You were
And the high stacks.
Golden light
Harmony.
left its mark. We're out of the shadows now.
Now soloed out, those are extremely swimmy, almost to the point where I don't like how wet that is. But in context, I really want it to just kind of feel like this pillow that the vocals kind of like rest in. So in context, I really do enjoy it, but soloed, it's like, whoa, that's crazy.
You were my light inside the dark. I was the match. You were the spark. Golden light.
And I think it does help that there are some more drier, transient, heavy elements going on. I think if everything was this washed out, it would just feel like a wave of reverb. But I think the balance and contrast is fun and nice. That the vocals are kind of swimmy, but everything else is like kind of closed in and more in your face, I guess. Something a little unique, I think, in the way that I do things. I am actually sending all 4 of these layers, so my mono lead, stereo stacks, the harmonies, and the high octave stacks, all to one bus. And that bus is what my main reverb and delay are going to. So I'm basically busing my entire vocal group as one unit, because I really do just want it to feel like this wall of vocals kind of coming at you versus there's a lead and stacks and harmonies and all these things that you can pick out. I just kind of want it to be like an experience. And then also on my bus, I'm mixing in just a really light micro shift just to give some wonky kind of chorusy effect. Just kind of helps mold everything together a little bit more and just kind of makes the vocal stand out and feel a little unique against the rest of the mix. But this song is actually brand new, and if you are seeing this before February 14th, 2025, the song is not out. So I thought this would just be really fun to just kind of do like a playthrough lyric video style thing to end the video, just to kind of hear my full approach and where everything landed. But yeah, without further ado, this is Locked In Close to You. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.